Gambit.
Gambit. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Random Things podcast on the Random Channel. We are one man down tonight because Danny Boy's wife is having a birthday tonight. So will not be joining us. We've also had, and by we, I mean I, have had really shitty internet connections in my office for some reason down here. So if I black out of this conversation, I promise you that Duggan
and I will go ahead and carry the conversation
as best they can until I can find my way back
on. Oh, all good. Boy. Strap in, folks. This is going to be a bumpy ride.
That's all right.
So we're mostly going to be talking about the spoiler talk for Deadpool and Wolverine, which if you guys saw out of the theater reaction, which a lot of you did, we saw last Friday, and we can't wait to spoil the shit out of that movie and just dive into it. It's been so hard to not talk about this movie with people because everything's a spoiler. Everything. So it's like impossible to have conversations with people. Basically, all I've been able to say is, it was good. Go see it. It's funny. You don't need to really have seen anything to get the jokes in this movie. So, but we'll talk about that in a minute. We had some other topics we're going to talk about. I think for starters, we'll probably jump into House of the Dragon episode 7, which just aired. We had been doing a bunch of the episodes like week after week, but we kind of fell off for a little bit. But episode 7 was a good one, so we're going to talk about that. I loved it. I'll just say, the more time I see random people encountering dragons, that's like the shit. That's my
awesome.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Favorite part of this show, and there was a whole lot of that in this episode.
Yeah, I mean,
I know that obviously. The end of last week's episode, we had Adam of Hull getting confronted by Sea Smoke, and people were probably like, "Oh, that fucking boy's dead," and then he ends up flying away with the dragon, and it starts off with that Mexican standoff with Rhaenyra like being like, "Who the fuck's taking my dragons?" Like it was pretty cool. What did you guys think about Adam of Hull and Sea Smoke?
Good, John.
I mean, so I watched this episode this week because I was requested to. Right? Otherwise, I wouldn't have. But Sea Smoke is fucking small. You know, small like the other ones. I don't hate it. It seems like it's pretty agile. You know, the bending the knee so goddamn quickly. I would sit there and say that probably puts a level of paranoia in her in the worst fucking way. Right? I don't think she trusts, like, just for giggles, I don't think she trusts anybody as far as she can throw them at this point, especially the fact that her dragons are flying off and finding random fucking people to go ahead and just be like, "Hey, you're my new rider." Absolutely. Yes. Sounds good.
Look what I found. It's like a cat bringing a dead rat into the house. Like, look what I did for you. And fucking poor Adam's like, "What the fuck am I going to do with this thing? I guess I'm riding it." Like, I don't know. It's I think it's a cool looking dragon. And I think size wise, I think you see that the original rider for Sea Smoke was Rhaenyra's husband, the I can remember, Larys or something like that. They were roughly the same age, and they got gifted dragon eggs as children. So those dragons would be comparable to each other size wise.
Right.
But yeah, I really liked it. What did you think about that exchange on the beach there, Duggan?
Yeah, so I actually went the opposite route of John. See, I think the dragons are seeking out people because they know they're fucked. They know that they're riderless, and they're starting to sense out some people. And it's probably a familiar factor that Sea Smoke is always around in that area, and that kid has been around for a while. So I'm sure it probably has picked up the scent or something, because clearly it fished him out when he was running through the forest and everything.
Oh yeah.
So there's that. Why is this bitch wandering in the fucking forest thinking that she's gonna come upon a wild dragon and fucking capture like a Pokemon? She's out of her fucking trees. It's her and one guard just roaming the forest, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go fucking take a bath in the water." Like, where is all the security when this is happening? Nobody just gives a fuck. She's just on her fucking path and whatever she wants.
I don't think she's looking for a dragon. She wouldn't be able to fly one anyway. She's not.
She looks traumatized.
I think she's trying to kill. I honestly think she probably left thinking I'm going to kill myself, and then she came out of it like, no, I'm not going to kill myself. But
so there was that, and then Damon, he's off in fucking Space Cadet land. Him and that Tully exchange. That little kid has some fucking sack on him. To turn around and be like, but wait, there's more. And he's like, what the fuck, you for real? And just gives him real quick. I like that. That was cool. And
little kid Tully, who was like afraid to even like talk to Damon that first time he had the exchange with him, and then the second he's like a lord now, he's like, "Shut up, you old cunt! I run the Riverlands. I'm gonna fucking make all this shit come." Yeah, he was great. I love that little kid. His name's Grover. Grover too. What a name!
Well, love it. And then for the last part, the fucking American Gladiator tryouts to grab the big boy. That has to be the funniest fucking thing because we all know as the viewer what's about to happen. So it's fucking hilarious where she's like, nah, leave him. Let's see what happens. And it's just a fucking melee. And you have fucking the Elf Man and fucking Hugh scrambling around. So finally Hugh ties in after 18 episodes. We finally see him become of some popularity. So we'll see how that turns out.
The fact that they served
exchange.
The fact that he serves up, they get all these people on this fucking platform, and they serve up a fucking buffet of meat to this gigantic Godzilla motherfucker, right?
Hilarious.
No dragon guards around to like fucking like get out of here! I got my stick.
Honestly, right? well worth the money spent for that fucking CGI. Dude, to see that motherfucker just on a rampage.
The wall of guards that are there to just get fucking murked.
How about the dude that's on fire and he just picks him up like a fucking little kebab and snacks him up?
Oh yeah, I love that. I love that. And then
wild.
I think that whole exchange is hilarious, and I love that the first dude who's like, "I'm gonna try it," walks up. He's got that fucked up face.
Yep.
Like, you know that poor fucking crippled bastard ain't gonna be the one that brings this dragon in.
He probably just wanted to fucking off himself. He was already on the cusp of fucking doing something silly.
I don't think anybody wants to be offed via dragon fire. I mean, the lady in the first season did, but like, no.
Dude,
she had a reason,
fucking brass fucking set of metallic balls on Hugh to walk up to that thing and give it the mighty man scream is I got goosebumps when I was ready to run through a wall. Like, this guy is the fucking man.
I loved it. So I'm not going to give any spoilers because, like I said, I've listened to the audiobook of this series. I know where everything's going, but they're doing such a good job because Hugh's a character who really his backstory isn't fleshed out a lot. Yep. He's just a guy from King's Landing who bonds with the dragon, and then, the story continues from there. But like, they really fleshed out this backstory, and I'm like, I'm glad they did this because it makes me like the character who like doesn't get that much exposure. Same with Adam of Hull. Like, Adam of Hull is a great character, truly across the board. No indecency about that character at all.
So before we lose the Hugh part, he describes his mom as being the fucking king's sister.
Yep. Yes, one of the so Damon and Viserys had their father had a sister who I think they had a sister, another brother, and maybe even I don't know if it was I don't know if Rhaenys, who got killed in episode 4 riding the fighting Vhagar, I don't know if she was in that same like line of family tree or not, or if she was from another family tree. I don't remember, but basically they had a sister who was like kind of like the black sheep of the family, and she used to love just going down and whoring out and fucking people, and like, so they basically disowned her, like, get the fuck out of here, like, you're not a part of the family anymore.
Didn't they send it to like a nunnery and it didn't take at one point?
I don't know about that. I might have missed that part of the book, but she basically was she basically was just like pawned off and just like, get out of you're not in the family anymore. And she ended up living down in Flea Bottom and like ended up becoming a fucking whore. So that's Hugh's mom, literally. So his cousins are Viserys and Daemon. So it's pretty cool that his tie in there. And then Ulf is, I love that poor bastard.
That guy is hilarious.
Walking around, steps in a fucking thing of dragon eggs. He's like, oh shit. And that big ass fucking Silver Wing is the name of that dragon. Dude, he looks sick. He looks sick. Vermithor looks sick. These dragons are fucking. I love how every one of them looks a little different. You know, it's really
on that beach
cool.
scene. I pointed out to my wife that I was reading something on Instagram that the writer of the books, fucking Mr. Longname,
George R.R. Martin.
Yep, he was pissed that the way the dragons looked on the flag because they had 4 legs and wings, and he's like, motherfucker, that's not fucking anatomically correct. So on the beach, you see this thing walking with the wings, and it's got the little claws. I'm like, that is so fucking crazy. That's so cool. Like they did a really good job with these dragons.
So the way it creates the drag with its wings, right, in the sand, I think is fucking fantastic. Right? How they went from CGI to go ahead and make that actual into reality. I'm like, that's cool. I'm on board. So I was doing a little research on shit just in general when it comes down to evolution, when it comes down to different animals, right? And most animals, they go ahead and when they grow spikes around their head and neck and everything else, it's to ward off other predators.
Yeah.
What the fuck do you think was eating dragons at this point in time?
Other dragons. There's one of the dragons. I don't know if we're going to see it in the series. We're probably going to see it in the series. I think we're going to have to see it in the series.
The cannibal?
Dude, the cannibal. He's all black. He's got green eyes, like bright glowing green eyes. And he eats other dragons and like little dragons and shit. And
fuck yeah, buddy.
Do you think that's the dragon that's fucking up all the sheep when she was taking the kids away?
That one's actually just called Sheep Stealer.
Okay, that's the Sheep Stealer. Okay.
Yep. And then Reyna is that girl's name. She's going to look for a dragon right now. I can tell you that in the books, she doesn't ever get a dragon or go looking for it. And Sheep Stealer gets picked up by a character named Nettles.
Yep.
And
Nettles. Mr. Nettles.
Make Reyna be that character. So, which would be fine.
Yeah, Mr. Nettles.
So I don't know if she's going to be the character or not, but I'd be fine if Reyna was the one who came across Sheep Stealer. She might come across fucking Nettles feeding the dragon sheep, which is how she gets that dragon. She's literally like, every day she shows up like, here's a sheep, and she keeps fucking giving it to him, and then eventually she just walks up and is like, touching it. He's like, you're mine now.
Dude, how about that boy fucking Eamon looking like a fucking sweaty almond? That man is struggling in life.
Aegon?
Yeah. I feel so bad for that guy.
Oh, God. They're fucking limping him through the fucking room. Oh, he's not ready for that.
He is. No. Oh. And he's off the juice, too. So this is just like, your nerve endings coming back and you're falling.
He's got to rub some dirt on that shit. Let's fucking go.
Oh, the burn victim is one of the worst things to recoup from because that shit is horrible.
Yeah, because all your nerve endings are on fire still. Yep.
And they're fucking regrowing, and you're getting those sensations, and then they drop that poor fucking kid, and then they just body him onto the bed. He's just like moaning. I felt so bad. And then you got Cleffoot going, "Good job, but you got to go faster now." And I'm like, bro, what the fuck?
You need to grow your mind, bro. You need to grow your mind. Your body's fucked.
That's what he needs. He needs fucking magic mushrooms in his life. He won't feel no shit at all, and he'll go in and he'll move forward. No problem.
Milk of the poppy. They say no, no, no.
I loved at the end of the episode with Aegon, and he's like, he hears that like he's like, they're dragon at King's Landing. He's like, who the fuck would be stupid enough to fly to King's Landing? And he runs out there. I love that it was fucking Ulf too. They're like, you know what? You go. Like the rest of us are too important. This guy just claimed Vermithor. That's a big fucking dragon. You take Silverwing and you go. And he's flying. He's like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like going through the city.
Driving like you stole it.
Dude, he manages to get it back to fucking Dragonstone. And then I love that he's on Vagar, like, here we go, motherfucker. And he's flying in. And all of a sudden he's like, wait a minute. This is
I just did.
Weird. This is a trap.
Yeah. He's like, I just did this like a little while ago.
He manages to pull Vagar back, and then all those fucking dragons are just waiting.
That was so sick.
Dude, they have, and again, the show is going to go in a bunch of directions, but they have at their disposal right now 7 dragons. 7. Like all, and then they have 7. They because you got Rhaenyra's got one.
Yep.
Her son Jace, Daemon, Baela, Adam of Hull. You got Vermithor with you, and you got Ulf on Silverwing. 7 dragons, like big fucking dragons, ready to go. And then the Greens only have Vagar and Dreamfire, who you never even have seen, which is the fucking crazy girl's fucking dragon. And then they just started talking about Darren, who's their youngest brother, who hasn't been in the show at all. You've never even seen him. They literally wrote him off just to bring him back in when they're like, oh shit, we need another dragon. And actually can't wait to see his dragon. His dragon is like bright blue. It's the only one that's blue, so I can't wait to see that shit. But
it's 2 episodes left or one?
One.
There's one. Is there going to be another season?
There's going to be 2 more seasons, I think.
2 more seasons? Okay. Yeah. I'm putting money down that our slutty queen is going to be getting the fucking black dragon with the green eyes.
Slutty queen.
Yeah. Fucking, I can never remember her name.
Allison?
Allison, thank you.
I don't think so.
You know why? You know why I think so? Because deep down, she's a cold cannibal motherfucker. And that dragon is going to sense the evil in her. And that's
I want to see that dragon.
That's going to be the tide that pushes them forward. Because right now, they're on demand.
I want to see that dragon. That's for sure. And we haven't even seen there's lots of shit. There's lots of armies and shit that come into it. Lots of battles. This show, the fact, I know. But the fact that they're having... I really only care about the dragons too, but the fact that they have like the Starks coming south and like all the shit, you haven't seen them at all. And like there's 2 seasons of the show. There's gonna be a lot of shit that happens. There's only 1 episode left in this season, and then next season's gonna be fucking crazy. Just nothing but like battles and shit. So I think it's good. I can't wait till next week.
Hell yeah.
Does anyone have anything else they want to talk about from this episode?
No, I don't think so.
Nope. Okay, cool. All right, we'll jump into this topic before we jump into the Deadpool discussion. Robert Downey Jr. cast as Dr. Doom in Avengers Doomsday. So Comic-Con happened over the weekend, and the big news coming out of there, the biggest news, was that Robert Downey Jr. was cast to play Dr. Doom in the upcoming Avengers 5 and 6. So that's fucking crazy. What do we think about Robert Downey Jr. taking on a different character in the MCU? We like it? Do we hate it? Duggan.
I like it. Obviously, it's for the fans, definitely. And I think that he's just such a good actor as Iron Man that I think he's going to portray the Doom character well. I really think it's just the same character in a way, but he's a dickhead. Like, he's an evil.
Pretty much.
Like
He's
like
same
evil.
character?
Yeah, so it's basically the same character, but he
Evil.
goes on a different path. Now, I was reading something. I was trying to like dust up on what the comic books are like, and they were saying that in college, Reed Richards and whatever Dr. Doom's name is, they were in college together, and somehow they were also saying, I don't know if Iron Man's character was also in the same college, if they all knew each other or not. But where they were going with this was that instead of the path that Tony Stark took, he would now take the path of Dr. Doom. And then that's where now Tony can be that character. So it's like the Disney's animated characters, What If? It's kind of like that. Like, what if Tony was evil and he became Dr. Doom instead? So I like that kind of play. I was really kind of pissed at the preview of the snippets that they were showing. Because if this whole movie is Pedro being like a 1950s like white guy, I don't know if I can handle it that much. Like he was struggling. It was rough, but I do like the casting of everybody. I think they all have their parts fitting well. Yeah, I'm excited to see it. I can't wait.
Yeah, no, I think the Fantastic Four is gonna be great. I like that it's like an alternate world that's set in the 1960s, like a future 1960s, like Tomorrowland at Disney.
Yeah,
it's like kind of how it feels. I dig that, and I mean, depending on how Robert Downey Jr. plays it as Doom, he could be really interesting coming from a world like that. Like, if the world is a 1960s world, are we going to get like 1960s level like dialect and like jokes like from him? Not jokes, but like the way he talks. If he's going to be like, you're real whippersnappers.
You ever see Oppenheimer? He's just going to be that guy.
That's true. That's true. He could literally be his character from Oppenheimer, but also a supervillain. So, John, what do you think about the Robert Downey Jr. of it all?
I'm 50-50 on it, right? There's every possibility that it could be good, right? That Robert Downey Jr. does a great job with his roles, and I have no doubt that he can go ahead and make this particular role work, like as a variant of a Tony Stark for a Victor Von Doom. Not concerned about that, right? What I am concerned about is the fact that Fantastic Four movies are historically fucking terrible, right? Now you could throw big names into a movie, and if the fucking story's not there, I don't care. It's still bad, right? So that being said, I'm concerned about the story. I'm concerned about the fact that they've got a year to put it out, for the proposed release date that they have, right? Feels rushed. Feels like everything right there is going to be super rushed. My concern is you're bringing Robert Downey Jr. back in. You sit there, he's like, oh, we're going to do a variant of this and blah, blah, blah. And you're like, fantastic. That's great. Right. And then it's like the movie is dog shit. And you go, it was a fucking money grab, right? To go ahead and save this latest, was it sequence 6 or sequence 4 for them, or for the movies? Phase. Yeah. I knew I was getting there. Right. Phase 4, because let's face it, it's been a fucking flop after flop. Shang-Chi was fantastic. After flop that you get, you're like, this is terrible. Like, what the fuck happened? You guys had fantastic, you had all this upscale for you to take this fucking dive for no reason. Other than the fact that you didn't want to go ahead and have, pay writers or, make a decent Miss Marvel movie.
What are the directors' names?
The Russo brothers.
There's no fucking chance. And this is just me being maybe a little biased, but there's no chance that they cannot hear the fucking fans around them talking about the last 5 Marvel movies that have come out since Infinity and Endgame. Maybe I'm just hoping that they're going to be like, this is going to be the movie along with Deadpool that's going to bring the tide the other way. So I don't think that they're going to fucking let it be rushed, as we're saying. I think if there's going to be an issue, they'll be like, listen, let's calm it down a notch. I don't think that they're going to mess around, knowing that this will be the linchpin for everything that's about to come down.
I think that they've been working on Fantastic Four for a long time. Obviously, they knew they were going to get the rights from Fox. They bought them years ago. I mean, this is before Infinity War came out. They bought the rights, So they haven't rushed getting it out there at all. I know it's a short filming window. I do think they're going to move off that date. I don't think they're going to be able to hit. It's literally 1 year from now, just about. Like it would have just come out this last weekend when Deadpool did. I don't think they can hit that deadline. I think it'll come out in November, probably the weekend before Thanksgiving, because then you get a full weekend of like go to the movies and see it, and then you have a holiday weekend the next weekend where it's like tons of screens are open, tons of people are off. If you couldn't see it last weekend, we have this holiday weekend to come up. That's what I would do, but I don't know if they will. I don't know what's coming out next November either. But I imagine they're going to lay the groundwork for Doom pretty well, even though he's not the bad guy in Fantastic Four. And then whatever the events of Fantastic Four are that get the Fantastic Four characters into the MCU proper, I think you're going to end up seeing Doom sprinkled in there at the end, like, oh, I'm going to start doing some shit here. Like he sees photos of Tony Stark and he's like, oh, they loved this man. Like, what if he plays this whole thing like he's pretending to be a brought back to life Tony Stark?
Right.
And gets all this access to shit in the world that Tony Stark would have access to just to fuck shit up.
Right. This is a great point, because he would have the ability to go ahead and unlock Friday and everything else.
Just from his retinal scans and stuff.
Just from everything that's there, like from voiceovers and everything else. That's a really good point.
Right.
Yeah, because he does use the mystical powers, so there is definitely a way that fucking...
Well, that's another thing to bring up, Mike, that I'm happy that you brought it up, is the fact that Doom is a fucking magician.
Yeah,
he's
like
level.
Strange.
He's on the same level as Strange in the comics. Is that going to be something that plays a factor in this? And you sit there and you go, I'm on board.
I hope so. I mean, what a bad guy. You get the tech and the magic, and you're like, bam, fucking all the shit we've been exposed to in one bad guy. So
he incorporates a spark ring into his actual armor, and it's just like, whoop, have a nice day.
See, I like the original Fantastic Fours, like the one with what's his name, Christian whatever from Nip Tuck. He was Dr. Doom. So I like that idea where he was like butthurt that he didn't get to go to fucking like space with them and do all the cool shit. So if in this one, like I said a little while ago, if they went to college together and Reed was doing this thing and he's just like, man, fuck this. So he figures out a way to be all mystical. And then, like you said, Kevin, he stumbles upon this Tony Stark guy. Bing, bang, thank you, ma'am. Now he's got all this shit to play with.
I just think that there's no way you don't cast Robert Downey Jr., bring him back as a villain, and have him obviously look just like Tony Stark. Whether or not he's a Tony Stark variant who becomes Doctor Doom, or if he was just it happens that in that other world, Doctor Doom looks like Tony Stark. Either way, there's no way he doesn't use that like doppelganger look to his advantage in fucking with the world he's now getting exposed to, you know? And that's going to be awesome. The Avengers like having to fight this guy, and then all of a sudden the mask comes off. They're like, fucking Tony? What?
Yep.
What? And then he's like, and fucking like choking people out and shit like that. I don't know. I think it's really cool. And I think there's only upside. I think you brought him in. I think it's a big swing. And if it works out, people are going to be like, fuck, you know what? We did need Robert Downey Jr. back in this universe. I know we couldn't get him as Iron Man. It doesn't make sense. He's dead. I'll take him as the big bad guy for the next 3 movies or whatever. So
Fair enough.
I like it. I think it's a good idea. All right. Let's move on to the main topic of today's show. We're flying today, boys. Dan's dragging us down every episode.
Speaking of Dan, you should go on our Instagram and go follow our stuff on @random_channel. I'm sure Danny will be happy.
I think much like last week when you brought up the guy from Scary Movie 2, we're on the same wavelength. I was about to click that button and do this, and you went right to it. Good job.
He's got us trained.
All right. Yes, follow us on Instagram. Dan's always updating it with new content, and do Instagram stuff over there. And we got our main topic today we're going to get into, which is the Deadpool and Wolverine spoiler talk. This movie was fantastic. I had so much fun. And I was just saying in another text chain that Duggan and I are on with our friends from the town we grew up in, where like this is probably the most fun, laugh out loud, and like cheery crowd I've ever been in for a movie ever.
Oh yeah,
it's
100%.
the whole time.
Rowdy.
Right. And we can't really talk about this movie without spoiling it. So this is 100% a spoiler discussion. If you haven't seen the movie, the fuck are you doing with your life? Go see this movie.
See it now.
You've been warned. We're going to dive into complete spoilers of this movie. From the jump, I love this movie. The Wolverine skeleton fight, like
amazing.
To In Sync was just
bye.
Oh, for
so
sure.
Dude, so good.
It was so good.
Delicious dance sequence.
The fact that he sits there and he takes the bone, he hits the guy in the cock with it, and it just bleeds the blood out the tip of it.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of gruesome slow-mo kills.
Dude, he shoves I don't even remember what bone it was, but he shoves it through the guy's like skull, picks it up on the other side, takes it out and throws it at somebody else. Like, so fucking brutal. And just the fact that he dug up the Logan Wolverine, and he's like, healing factor dead, bullshit. He digs him up. And he's like,
he just hits him with a shovel repeatedly.
He's like, I'm not a doctor or anything, but you seem dead.
Yeah.
So fucking funny. And then for him to go, I mean, the whole movie's funny. The Avengers meeting was so funny. What was it called? When he's like, I put on the Hulk hands.
Masturbating
to this movie. It's so good.
You know what part I thought was fantastic is where the guy is talking shit to him from the TVA at the skeleton fight scene. And he sits there and he takes his sword and just fucking ricochets it off the ground right into his mouth.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. That was
Keep
awesome.
my universe's name out of your fucking mouth. And I'm like, awesome.
The fucking ricochet was incredible.
Yeah.
I love that. I think the movie was nothing but good, and we'll jump into all the cameos and all the good stuff. I will admit that even though I love Succession and I love that guy who played Tom from Succession being in the movie, definitely the worst character in the movie. He was kind of stupid, to be honest, but I don't even understand him. He was like, I heard him described as a guy who's bad at his job and he's trying his best to cheat his way to a promotion. Which is exactly
that feels right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what he is.
It looked right.
The music in this movie was so good. Every music beat, every fucking music beat was good. I can't believe they played the Goo Goo Dolls twice in this movie. Twice. Oh god, I never expected that from a Deadpool movie. But the The cameos are really where it's at. So where do you guys want to go first with the cameos? Did you want to go through the Wolverine cameos, like the
Yes.
Yeah,
montage?
Wolverine was good. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's start there.
I love
Short
short
King,
Wolverine.
Short King Wolverine. Absolutely. Hops off. He's like, you're just a little guy.
He was tiny though. He wasn't even comic accurate. He was smaller than he should be.
Yeah. Little man.
He just gets up to say bub, and he hops down like boop. He's just a little guy walking up.
Dude,
Were you surprised that there weren't other actors brought in to play these random characters? I thought for sure
yes. 100%.
every one of them would have been a different character.
100%. I would have thought they would have brought somebody else in. Just in general.
I thought anybody that's been in contention to be the new Wolverine that like you've heard about, like your Daniel Radcliffe, whatever, like
Tom Hardy.
like they would have been in there. I mean, we got the Henry Cavill one, which was awesome.
The Cavalrine was amazing.
Oh yeah.
Cavalrine.
He looks like a brick shit house.
He looked
Wolverine,
great.
right?
Dude, you know that Henry Cavill's been rubbing me the wrong way lately, and I've been talking a lot of shit about him. I would accept him as the new Wolverine, hands down, if they went that route.
Dude, he looks like he'd be
Absolutely.
fucking Colossus.
He was
With how big he is.
I love. He's got the one line. He's like, you were just leaving.
Yeah.
he pops him with the claws like a mile.
You know we treat you better than those assholes down the street.
Oh, I love that. Oh my God, it happened. It's the Cavalrine. Oh, he looks so good. He's building the fucking motorcycle.
The Age of Apocalypse Weapon Omega, amazing.
Oh, with the missing hand?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was
I was like,
one.
fuck yes.
He's got the fucking crazy big hair and the fucking crazy big mutton
Yep.
chops. That was insane. I love the way that one looked.
Patch was solid. Patch being what it is.
I mean, he saw him for 2 seconds. He didn't get to
Yeah.
do much, but he stabbed him in the head. So
The old man Logan that was on the porch, right?
Shoot
The James Howlett just shoots him.
Yep. He has no time to talk.
no, that scene reminded me of that werewolf book, John, that I made you listen to, the autobiography of Werewolf Hunter.
Yes.
When he fucking just sits there with on the couch with the fucking shotgun waiting for the werewolf and he blows it away. That was exactly like that. But that montage was great. And then you end up with the Wolverine that we bring into this story. And I love the first thing that happens. He gets he's like, goes to move him. He's like, oh, look at those pajamas. And he looks like Duggan, just like Duggan right now. And he just
only took 20 years.
drags him right into the did we see Hulk punch Deadpool in that flashback, or was it just the claws? You see Hulk and then you see Deadpool get smashed.
You see him get smashed into the tree stump or into the tree roots, right? But other than that, that's all you see. You don't see you don't get to see like any other fighting in that particular scene.
I couldn't remember if Deadpool actually they were on the same like screen together, or if it was just in the claws that you saw Hulk was there, and then you see Deadpool just go flying. I can't remember, but
I can't remember. I think it
doesn't matter. It's not important.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. But
that's a cool story one. That's a cool story. I like that story of that particular fight between the Hulk and Wolverine. But yeah, no, that's a great part too.
Yep. And then so the cameos, you get your Wolverine, he comes back into the world, go to the TVA, they get zapped into the fucking I love that. First of all, there's like, out of all the Wolverines you could have brought in here to try to save your universe, you think this one's gonna help you? He's the fucking worst Wolverine.
Yeah.
And he really his backstory was like that he just didn't want to be with the X-Men, and then they all got killed and he felt bad. That's the story.
And then he murdered all of the humans that were in the area.
Yeah.
He went on a fucking berserker rage at this. Like, even the innocent ones, he just fucking eviscerated them.
Cut them down.
I don't play.
Mm-hmm.
So
what in the fucking the ether thing, what is the fucking space that they go to?
The void.
The void. Yep.
Where the Loki's at? How big is this void?
The Loki's got devoured by Goliath in one of the seasons of Loki.
Yeah, the cloud got all the Lokis.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Took them all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought some got away.
With a glorious purpose.
Damn.
Yeah,
So-
it's funny that with all the void shit that was in this movie and how much time was spent in the void, there weren't unless I missed it, was there even a reference to Loki other than him saying we're in the void? Oh, he said we're in the void from Goliath from from Loki season 1, episode 4.
Yep.
That was a great line.
I mean, you get to see Cap's like old school, like full on actual shield, not the round one. You get to see Thor's wing helmet. That's in the actual. That's in the dirt.
Why is Thor crying?
It's a great question. Why is
We
Thor
don't know
crying?
yet. Wait, you can't get rid of me. You need me in the future where Thor's holding me.
Yeah. But that great reveal of Johnny Storm, like
so fucking good.
so good.
And truthfully, I mean, John, I don't know what you did you think that was Johnny Storm during that scene?
I felt like it might have been like a Cap variant.
So did
right?
I. I didn't see it coming at all. So when he
I knew
says
he was going to
flame
be
on,
in it. I just didn't know where.
And he goes, flame on. He goes, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And to go against Pyro, the worst possible mutant to go against as Johnny Storm. Just fucking awful.
I thought he was dead when he fell. He hit that fucking bar with his head and landed on his neck.
Yeah. Well, he let out a grunt and a groan when he was on the ground. I was like, I don't know. That could just be air.
I thought he was toast. So
I never had those words come out of my mouth in my life.
Sabretooth's cameo. Sabretooth's cameo in that is super short, and I wish it was longer.
Yeah, I wish it was longer.
Yeah, but you know what? That makes the joke better when he's like, "Oh, it's like the world's been waiting a while for this fight to be done properly. Let's do it." And then he just cuts his head off. He's like, "Oh, yeah, all right."
I wish they had Leave though. I loved him.
Yeah, you could probably afford Taylor. What's his nuts more easily?
He's busy doing Hot Knocks.
So this leads me to my only bitch about the movie. Right,
Okay.
this is my only thing. So when they get captured and they get tied up, blah blah, right, and they're in a ball with Johnny Storm. It's another ball that's there with another fucking person that's in it that never gets addressed. It's a small side thing. I just want to know who's in the other fucking ball.
I didn't see it. When they get to the Ant-Man camp?
So when they first roll up, they have a dude that's in one of the American Gladiator balls, because that's exactly what they look like, right? And like when they roll up when they go into Pym's Fall, Ant-Man, right? And they go and they open up, that person's only in that ball, and all of a sudden, in the next scene, they're fucking gone, right? They're just not there anymore. So I just want to know
who it was.
I just want to know who it was.
Probably a deleted scene. I bet you somebody else in one of the cages talks to him. Probably just a deleted scene.
X Factor.
So
Invisible Man.
It's the Invisible Man.
Was that big fat guy one of the a blob variant?
Yes. That's what I was thinking.
I thought.
Yeah.
With the fucking striped shirt. Like he looked like fucking what's his face from the Addams Family. Who's the kid in the Addams Family? Pugsley?
Pugsley.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
I didn't care for Cassandra Nova as a bad guy.
Not fleshed out enough.
Kind of a throwaway villain. I know it made sense because they needed somebody super powerful to come through for the end scene, but I don't know. It just seemed kind of wasted. It would have been better if he had to get through those the Deadpool variants to get the fucking sling ring or something.
Right. I dug the fact that they had Lady Deathstrike in there and as Azazel.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I like the fact that you have them in there. And I would have liked to have seen Vinnie Jones reprise his role as the fucking Juggernaut.
I can't believe he didn't.
You know?
I hate that Juggernaut because he's got weird ass nipples. I don't like that fucking strap over his nipples. That always pissed me the fuck off. Look like fucking clam necks.
Dude, he's got a molded trash can attached to his fucking dome.
Oh, so stupid.
It's such a bad variation of it.
I wish you got to see X-23 take that fucking head off.
Oh yeah.
Because we didn't get to see that, and that would have been really cool to have seen that. She cuts his fucking feet off though, like that Achilles tendon. Oh my god.
Brutal.
What a fucking move. Take him down. He can't fucking charge you. But yeah, I like that. I liked Nice Pool. Oh, come on. Nice Pool was the best.
So good.
I could also do fourth wall breaks. The proposal.
That's so good. I also dabble in the fourth wall breaks. The proposal.
So fucking good.
It's like he's like, you're a Deadpool variant. Where's your mask? He's like, come on. Come on. Fucking that crazy fucking samurai hair he had going on. Oh, he was great.
I think he gets a movie credit too. I think it's Gordon Reynolds, I think, is his twin, Ryan Reynolds' twin.
Ryan Reynolds has a twin? Really?
Yeah, no,
It's like a doppelganger.
no. It's fake. It's like
Oh.
he gets movie credits. Like it's him, but it's his twin. Like I'm pretty sure there was one in Free Guy, and there was another one too. But like he uses it as his twin. When he needs to do other things.
That's funny. I didn't know he did that.
Yeah.
But his kids were all in the movie too.
Yep, baby and the shit talker.
Yeah, his kid Pool and baby Pool. Those were
Shit.
Those were his actual kids.
Yep.
And then his wife,
Not to mention
obviously.
his wife,
Yeah, his wife
who
was Lady.
looked fucking amazing in that suit.
I know she did.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Definitely wears that suit well.
She's pretty hot. So
Yeah.
no shock there. But I honestly thought that was gonna be Taylor Swift though. The whole time I'm like, that's T Swift. It's gotta be. And then she started talking. I'm like, is that her? That might be her. I don't know. I've only ever heard Taylor Swift singing. I don't know how she talks. And then at the end of the movie, I forgot to check the credits, but Dave Hampton, who went and saw it with us, was like, no, I checked specifically. He's like, it said Blake Lively. I'm like, oh, okay. So,
Speaking of hot, fucking Elektra making a nice cameo in here.
I think that, dude, the cameos of the Resistance were fucking amazing.
Awesome.
So good.
Absolutely awesome.
Amazing. Elektra, like, again, not a great movie. She was in a bad Daredevil movie. She had her own worse spin-off movie.
Oof.
But Jennifer Garner she did great in this movie as far as
She looked really good too.
Oh, she did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, phenomenal.
And then obviously
she doesn't really look like she aged all that much at all, if we're being honest.
when Wesley Snipes showed up, though, fuck man, that movie theater erupted.
Yeah.
Erupted. I can't believe he was there. He was so fucking good.
So
his
good.
line when they're going through all the different variants, and he's like, there's only been one blade. There's only ever gonna be one blade. And like that
And
is
then
so funny.
you see Deadpool look at the camera and go,
He does his kill and he goes, still the motherfucker skating uphill. Skating up an icy hill. Oh my god, it killed me. I was like, oh.
When he did the down the gun barrel angle too, where he did this thing, like he was like right down there, like that's classic from the movies. Like, oh my god, I love that shit. I think Blade was fantastic. So much so that I know that the Blade movie has had nothing but problems that they're trying to make right now. Bring Wesley Snipes back.
Absolutely.
no shit.
Bring him
The
back.
only thing I will say is that he looked like he didn't have the same movement. Obviously, I know he's older. I get that. It's been like 20 years, right? He doesn't look like he has the same movement that he had when he was in the original Blade. I'd like to see him go ahead and get back into fight shape at 61 years old.
I am sure that if they wanted to throw him another Blade movie, he would get in shape for it.
No shit. I would love to see it.
The dude has back taxes he needs to pay off and shit. So I'm pretty sure
he got some real bad advice about not paying taxes.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what.
I'm pretty sure that he'd be like, yeah, I'll do it, but I want residuals on the movie paying my taxes off for the next 20 years.
Write it into the contract that you're just going to pay my taxes for me.
Yes. And then he was great. Channing Tatum as Gambit. Oh my god. So fucking good. When he comes in and
did he say?
When he comes in and starts talking, and literally, I didn't know even a word he said. I couldn't really pick it up. And then Deadpool goes, it's been a while since I've watched Sling Blade, so what?
Yeah.
Who's your dialect coach?
That Bayou Craw is something special. He really fucking worked out.
Haven't seen it the movie twice, right? I can tell you it doesn't get better the second time. He is so hard to understand.
I'll let you know tomorrow. I'm going to see it.
I want to see it again too, but I probably won't get a chance this weekend at all. But my father-in-law wants to see it, so if I get the chance to go see it with him, I will. But he was so funny. Every line out of his mouth, you couldn't understand. He's like, "Hey, you gotta know me too well to be drinking my whiskey." It's like, what?
Yeah. So good.
Oh, he was good.
And he brought out all the classic moves too. Me and John, we looked at each other when he does the fucking what was that move? The with the cards and then the fucking the staff.
Yeah.
Oh, like when he kinetically charges them, he's just tapping them to people.
Yes.
Just sticking them all of a sudden. They just start fucking detonating.
Oh,
takes
nuts.
his staff and just fucking right into the guy, and he's like, boom. You're like,
Amazing.
fuck yes.
That was incredible. Incredible. And honestly, I don't know how you'd ever do Gambit without making his powers just like that. Even in the next X-Men movie.
No shit, right? He is
like
100% lethal.
Wicked. Dude, he's crazy.
Like,
and
there's no non-lethal part of him.
And like the card pull was great, and like, it looked fucking great. And he's sliding around, like kicking that. Channing Tatum's great. He's great at comedy. That Gambit movie, if he ever got a chance to make that Gambit movie, it would have been terrible.
He was using all of his moves from Magic fucking Mike, right, to make Gambit a reality. And I'm like, how the fuck did you not do that? Did you not think that was going to be an absolute moneymaker? Where you had that other fucking guy in the Logan movie instead.
Taylor Hitch.
Yeah.
I hate Taylor.
Like,
Hitch.
You're fucking terrible. Get out of here.
But I would prefer the Channing Tatum version to that one. But I love when he's there. I love when he's there because he never got a chance to make that movie, right? I love that when he's there and they're talking about how did you get here? And it's like Blade's like, I just answered the door and somebody fucking stuck me and I just ended up here. And it's like, and then all of a sudden Gambit's like, I don't know. I think I might have been born here. He never had a movie.
The universe.
Maybe I was born here. And what does he say? He's like, you guys ready? He's like, I came out of my daddy's cock ready.
Yeah, some shit.
And they were like, what?
What?
Oh shit.
He was so fucking good. Oh my god.
So the biggest explosion of the night, I think it has to be the hood reveal. The motherfuckers were ejaculating all over the fucking place.
He puts it on, and then Deadpool just turns over. He's like,
that one dude in the fucking theater was like, oh
yeah,
yeah. It's like that guy just came.
I didn't even hear that. Dan brought that up to me twice.
It was the front left.
I didn't hear that. I must have been so into the hood myself that I did not hear the man who was coming in the aisle in front of us.
Oh yeah, sticky floors everywhere.
It's incredible.
Dude, it was fucking insanity.
What does Deadpool say to him? He's like, hey, what kind of wind resistance did you get on those blowjob handles?
Yeah.
The fact that he uses Nice Pool as a fucking bullet shield.
Oh my god!
You just killed that guy. No, I didn't.
He's healing. Oh my god! When Wolverine. Okay, here's the thing. So Wolverine's always an asshole, right? But I'll tell you, that first sequence after Johnny Storm has his skin pulled off and it just crumbles to the ground, and Wolverine's like, the next day he's like, you got that kid Johnny killed.
He's like 52.
52.
We're skipping the fucking Honda Odyssey scene. Oh, right.
Jesus Honda Odyssey
Christ. Yeah, the Honda Odyssey fucks. The fact that they shit on the Honda Odyssey nonstop in that fucking movie, right? And then they literally just fuck that goddamn minivan up and it still drives. I'm like, I'm impressed. And the fact that he's wrapped in every fucking seatbelt imaginable.
I love that.
Just don't get a flat tire.
Not a single. The fact that the fight continued in the van, like they didn't even get out of the van. Once, like unless they were knocked out of the van, and then they just proceed to go back into the van to fight. Like Wolverine didn't step out to fight Deadpool outside the van. He's like, come back in. Like it's just so goofy.
I love how Logan lays into him, man. Deadpool's just like, I'm gonna fight you now. He's like, yeah, okay. He's like, no, it's happening. It's so good.
Say? What did you just say? He's like, I made a calculated wish.
Yeah.
Whatever it was. He's like, a calculated wish. And he fucking stabs him in the leg.
Ooh, you really got me there with the tip of that steak knife of yours.
So good.
Oh
man. Does he say when he first gets his like outfit on, right? He's first putting that outfit on. the guy at the TVA, and he's like, this guy's slap. This guy, he's like, also your tailor might be a sex offender or whatever.
Yeah,
calls him a predator. But yeah, you're like, Jesus Christ,
predator, and like, oh, it's so fucking funny.
Oh, the big guy that you're talking about, right? He sits there and he gets on the phone. He's like, who are you calling? He goes, HR.
He's like, does your wife work? He's like, is he calling your wife? He's like, no, does your wife work in HR? I love that. That was so fucking funny. But it's a great exchange. I liked X-23. She was a good like again, kind of grounds Logan in a way. And obviously the fight scene at the end is fantastic with all the Deadpools. But when he kills Nice Pool, poor Nice Pool, he's like, don't worry. He's got him heal. He's like, your healing factor will kick in. He's like, healing factor. He's like, ah, shit.
You will survive. Say it.
I will survive.
Say it.
Boom.
And he sees the donut cart. He's like, everybody knows that there's med packs at the donut cart.
Yeah.
He runs out with them again.
The fact that Wolverine, Hugh Jackman just goes like this with Dogpool, and just
Yeah.
holds him up. Everybody goes, "Wait! Look
Oh,
at the cute puppy." He just
He
walks
just walks.
across the way.
So good.
fantastic. And then I love that Peter saved the day at the end with all the Deadpools.
Okay, I'm going to bring this
Amazing.
up,
Peter
and I know
Pool.
that I bring this up in every movie. Did you see the size of Peter's fucking package inside that Deadpool outfit?
No.
I was
His
looking at his
balls
stomach.
and dick is so fucking big inside that is cartoonish.
Amazing.
It is insanity. Right.
Oh, wait,
besides
this
the fact that
Pete Fox.
besides the fact we're talking about the fact that he was talking about his nipple rings and cock ring earlier in the goddamn movie, right? That he shows to like
Some men when
Kumiko or
they reach the midlife crisis, they get their nipples and their cocks pierced, and they attach it with a chain.
Oh,
and it's him, and everybody's like, "It's fucking Peter,"
Yeah.
right? And Peter's
Oh,
like
you
the
got a
unified-
Peter? You got a Peter?
Everybody loves a Peter.
so good.
I like when Deadpool stands up. He goes, "Hey, Deadpool Prime here." Like he's the
Yeah.
first one. Do you know who voiced? And I didn't even really hear any of the words coming out of his mouth. But do you know who voiced the flying head pool?
No,
Nathan Fillion.
was it really?
Yes.
Oh,
So-
because I know that Mac from Always Sunny got credits for for Canada Pool.
Was that the one in the sweater?
I think so. Yes.
Okay, that's hilarious.
That's funny.
Canada Pool. Matthew
Oh.
McConaughey. Matthew McConaughey is the
Cowboy?
cowboy pool.
Yep.
Oh no, shit.
Yeah.
I could see that.
So I just saw.
Again, credits to Matthew McConaughey for playing yet another different role.
Yeah, so different from all his characters.
Hell yeah.
I agree. It is so different.
They literally gave him a Texas Deadpool.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I love the movie. I loved the. My question is this: going forward, they probably won't make a Deadpool movie for a while. I
you're
thought this
90.
movie was going to establish how we're getting X-Men in the MCU, but it really didn't. Unless now it's just established that this universe, the Deadpool universe, is the X-Men universe moving forward.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Because the X-Men have already been established in his universe.
And they're
Right.
just solidified now.
I think this will be also the preface for Avengers versus X-Men. It'll be like fucking some of the you'll see some of them here already, but I don't know. Do you think Cable will be allowed to be part of that?
Maybe, but like they did,
If Brolin comes
Cable
back.
should still be kicking around in his because he lost the fucking time fucking mover thing. So
Yeah.
But like they're not in the same universe still. You know, they're still separated.
Right.
So I thought
mean-
this movie was going to have some event that was just like, boom, now both of these worlds have collided and a bunch of characters are from mutants and stuff are just in the MCU. And that didn't happen. So it seems like they're always going to have the mutants in a different world, which is fucking stupid. But
I mean, it's entirely possible, you know, because Deadpool. So it starts off with him being on 616, right? But
Yeah.
then it goes to 100000, whatever. Right?
whatever, yeah, his normal universe.
So he's obviously universe hopping. How he's doing that is still unknown.
He's got Cable's bracelet.
But he destroys it.
When?
He tells the TVA that he destroyed it.
Oh, okay. But he's got what's his face's phone.
Drops it.
Yeah.
He doesn't have
When?
that. He drops it when he gets
Put into the
pruned.
void.
pruned into the void.
Right.
So that's back at the TVA. So he doesn't have that.
Well, he only uses the sling ring to get back to his normal time, his normal world.
Right. And the sling ring it was with Cassandra, and he doesn't have that anymore either. He is isolated on that world. He doesn't have any way to get off of it.
Okay, that's what you're saying. I thought you were saying he's obviously time jumping, but you meant to
Previously,
that point he had
yeah.
been.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were saying like he'd have to do it again. I'm like, well, how? But
Long way to get there. Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, they're gonna have to be real careful because there's a lot of fucking wonky time jumping, skipping a ring, and banging a ring, and so I just hope that they're real careful.
they gotta find an easy way to kind of flush it out.
Because
but-
meanwhile, you got Loki just in the fucking being a timeline.
Well, the good news is that we have Hugh Jackman until he's 90. So
that was my next question. Is I know that they said that they're going to do their own X-Men story and whatever. Is Hugh Jackman just going to be fucking Wolverine still?
Oh God, no. No, I think he did this one for Ryan Reynolds, and that's it. I think they're gonna have to cast somebody new.
Okay,
Wolverine.
but how do you justify that if the X-Men are stuck in 616 or whatever the fucking
same way Harrison Ford now becomes fucking
Thunderbolt Ross?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's obviously gonna whoever they cast, it's not gonna be Hugh Jackman.
It'll be Henry Cavill.
I'm
Save the
fine
day
with that.
again.
Yeah, a Wolverine that's literally head and shoulders above everybody.
Henry
That's what we
Cavill's not as tall. Henry Cavill's not as tall as Hugh Jackman.
He's not?
No, he's wider though. Obviously.
Oh shit. But okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room as well. How cut is fucking Hugh Jackman in that fucking ab scene?
I don't think that's real. I don't think
Dude,
that's real.
it's 100% fucking real,
No
Kevin.
way.
You have something against fucking Australians and Kiwis where you don't think that they're jacked and yoked out of their mind. I don't know what your issue is. You hate Hemsworth, right? You think that he's scrawny, that he doesn't have the fucking
I didn't say that.
Arms.
I
Dude,
said that
you don't
photo.
like Jackman's
That
ass.
photo that you
How
were talking about,
dare
and
you.
I'm gonna find it when I cut this out. I'm gonna find that photo and I'm gonna put it on here. It seemed like it was doctored.
No, doctor.
Doctor.
You mean
Doctor.
edited? Yeah.
Edited because
Bullshit.
his arm was fucking up here. It
Yeah,
didn't
he was
fit his
jacked
build.
out of his fucking mind.
It didn't look
It's
real.
ripped.
Didn't look real.
But
okay?
you look at the Cavalry and you're like 100% legit. Did I say that? Quite literally, that can be achieved. They got the money, they got the steroids, and all the supplements possible to go to get you to that point.
The photo that you were talking about, Chris Hemsworth's arms look like he's got both his biceps on one arm.
Yeah.
Like, it is-
He's got 28-inch pythons. He was getting that shit from Hulk Hogan. What are you talking about? He was doing the Hogan fucking curls.
I guess, but I'm
You
just
have to
saying
have
that
the big arms to hold
it
it.
didn't look real. But I think I don't believe that was actually Hugh Jackman's chest in that scene when he's like,
Dude, I totally believe it was.
I
without
don't
the
know.
whole
the-
movie,
without the CGI part.
I'm pretty sure a report came out that the reason that they were having him in the yellow, well, obviously they wanted him in the yellow suit anyways, but the reason he was going to be in the suit was because he didn't want to put as much workout time in to be Wolverine like he had in the past. That's what I'd heard.
What's
So-
your source?
What's my source? I don't know. It's a story I read fucking years ago while this movie started filming. But
I'm hearing
that's
Facebook news, Duggan. I don't believe this at all.
you don't have to believe it. You don't have to believe it. But it
He's a Broadway actor. I'm sure he got it.
It seemed CGI.
Swole
Yeah.
swole out of his fucking mind.
Yeah, Gerard Butler got fucking jacked for 300 too. They CGI'd those fucking muscles in.
No way. They did the 300 workout.
No, they
Yeah.
didn't.
Oh,
Calisthenics
absolutely.
and plyometrics.
They literally gave them abs and muscles. They
Some
didn't
of the
have at
guys.
300.
Next
Son of
thing
a
you
guy.
know, you're gonna sit there and say Alexander Skarsgård wasn't jacked in a Northman, which you're fucking
was
out of your
huge.
mind.
He was
And
huge.
Pumping Iron was a fiction story.
But that was
right?
a healthy huge. I am telling you that Hugh Jackman, I remember reading a story that he did not get his jack for this movie, and that's why they had him in the sleeves. They cut the sleeves off eventually, but he wasn't as big as he would have been in the other Wolverine movies.
Kevin.
So
he
I don't
was-
believe that his
Old
abs
school.
were popping off the screen in fucking 3D images the way that
What
they
are you
were. in that
talking
scene.
about?
Old school.
He's been fighting kangaroos and wrestling crocodiles down under. Right?
No, he hasn't.
Like,
He's been
yes, he
singing
has.
fucking show tunes and fucking getting fat.
yeah. Well, you have to sing the show tunes to go ahead and sit there and get your cardio in, Kevin. What are
You
you
gotta rewrite
talking
the
about?
stars.
Listen, they looked fake in the movie. You've seen it twice, so you maybe I'm wrong. But in the moment when I saw it, I said those abs look fake because they're like shining.
Yeah, that's
If
called.
these abs are fake, come on. I'm telling.
Exactly.
No way.
I'm pretty sure it's fake, but I will until I see it again. I will concede that maybe they're real, but I don't think they are. So, all right. Is there anything else? Oh, the post-credit scene where poor Johnny Storm. You think like the whole time there's no way that Johnny Storm said this shit that Deadpool said that he said before he got killed, and then just before the post-credit scene, backtrack 1 second. When Logan's like, he's like, "What happened to Johnny? You got a Johnny killed?" Gambit says that to him. He's like, "Hey, if he isn't dead, he fucking wishes he was."
Yeah.
So good. And then to cut back to Johnny Storm, and Deadpool like goes back into the TVA and he's like pulling it up. And even then, I actually thought it was fake too. Like he edited the footage to make it seem like Johnny said all these things, because the way that Logan, the way that Deadpool was like, "Oh, what, Johnny? What? Like that's strange, Johnny." Like it was just like, I don't know, but all that shit he said. I love that Chris Evans, when he was decided he was going to talk shit about people or about this girl, he like went hard back into his Boston accent.
Oh,
shit talking,
ridiculously, so good.
So good. But I fucking love this movie. It was everything I thought it was going to be. I can't wait to see it again. What do you got overall? Any final thoughts you guys have on this movie?
Love it. Seeing it tomorrow. Second time. Can't wait.
I've seen it twice. I mean, they've already got my money, so it is what it is. I just wish I could have got a collector's cup or something like that.
Popcorn bucket.
Sold out. Yeah, something.
Yeah.
Damn.
God damn it.
Yep.
Whoppers.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for our episode 36 of the Random Things podcast. If you like these videos, if you like the podcast, click the like button, subscribe to our channel. We're at 390 subscribers, and we're on our way to 400. Maybe by the end of summer movie season, we'll have 400 subscribers. But
get there.
Yeah, we're going to get there. So thanks for watching this video, guys, and we will catch you later. Bye.
Rah!